Discover how to treat fatty liver naturally. Hepatic steatosis, commonly known as fatty liver, is one of the conditions that can affect liver function as well as the other organs that depend on liver health. However, you can treat fatty liver naturally. Fatty liver is caused by the accumulation of fat in the liver cells. This could be due to poor metabolic function or the deterioration of the organ due to excessive consumption of alcoholic drinks. To begin with, when the disease is mild, it is asymptomatic. However, as it gets more serious, patients start to experience a range of symptoms that affect their quality of life. Fortunately, as well as medical treatments, there are several natural treatments that can support the recovery process without causing side effects. In this article, we want to go over some of the alert signals as well as a few home remedies to treat this condition naturally. Discover them. What are the symptoms of fatty liver? Patients with fatty liver tend to ignore the fact that they have a disease due to the lack of conclusive symptoms. Despite this, little by little the clinical symptoms do arise, giving reason to suspect the illness. Pain in the upper right side of the abdomen. Yellowish skin and eyes, jaundice. Sudden loss of appetite. Significant weight loss. Bloating and gas after eating. General unwellness. Nausea and dizziness. Concentration problems. Natural remedies to treat fatty liver. Due to the complications that fatty liver can cause, it's important to consult a doctor if you identify several of the above-mentioned symptoms. The diagnosis can be confirmed with a blood test, ultrasound, liver biopsies. Once confirmed, the doctor will suggest radical lifestyle changes, especially in relation to diet. In general, the aim is to reverse the negative impact of the excess fat on the liver. There are several complementary natural remedies that have positive effects on the treatment. In this article, we'll share the most effective options in detail so that you can try them. Nettle and plantain infusion. Thanks to the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds it contains, nettle and plantain infusion is a great ally to stimulate metabolic function in cases of fatty liver. Ingredients: 1 teaspoon of nettle, 5 grams. 1 teaspoon of plantain, 5 grams. A cup of water, 250 milliliters. Preparation. First, add the nettle and plantain to a cup of boiling water. Then, cover the infusion and leave it to cool for 10 minutes. After, filter it with a strainer and drink. Method of intake. Drink a cup of this infusion after each main meal. Dandelion infusion. An alternative medicine, dandelion is valued for its detoxing effect. Thus, it's a good complementary remedy against the symptoms of hepatic steatosis. Ingredients: 1 teaspoon of dandelion leaves, 5 grams. A cup of water, 250 milliliters. Preparation: first, add the dandelion leaves to a cup of boiling water. Then, cover the infusion, leave it to cool for 10 minutes and then strain it. Method of intake: drink it 2 or 3 times a day for at least 3 weeks. Green tea. Green tea is a cleansing infusion and is one of the best remedies to stimulate the metabolism of fats when experiencing liver problems. Ingredients: 1 teaspoon of green tea, 5 grams. A cup of water, 250 milliliters. Preparation: first, add the green tea to a cup of boiling water. Then, cover it and leave to steep for 10 minutes at room temperature. After, strain it. Method of intake: drink 2 cups of green tea a day. Repeat the treatment for 2 or 3 consecutive weeks, until you feel an improvement. Radish and soy lecithin smoothie. Next, radishes are one of the traditional remedies for controlling the symptoms of fatty liver. They stimulate the metabolism and reduce the accumulation of fat cells. Ingredients: 2 spicy radishes, 1 glass of water, 200 milliliters. 1 teaspoon of soy lecithin, 5 grams. Preparation: chop up the radishes and blend them with the water and soy lecithin. Method of intake: once you have a uniform liquid, drink it immediately. Drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Apple cider vinegar. The organic components of apple cider vinegar are very effective against the accumulation of fat in the liver. Drinking it supports weight loss and optimizes cellular regeneration. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon of unrefined apple cider vinegar, 15 milliliters. A glass of water, 250 milliliters. Preparation: dilute the apple cider vinegar in a glass of tepid water. Method of intake: drink it twice a day, before your lunch and dinner. Take this remedy for 4 weeks. Remember that you should follow medical advice to achieve a full recovery of your liver. Avoid drinking alcohol and adopt healthy habits.